Hello, family of light. Welcome to another Global Mass Meditation Live on this full moon night, wherever you are, or day. I know we have some down under viewers, so it's all a little bit topsy-turvy with the time zones, but welcome wherever you're coming from. As we mentioned last week, we are building a little map of the light workers around the world. So please do leave in the live chat or in the comments below after you watch this, your city and your country. So country and city where you are in the world. And we're going to create sort of a map and just show you how many light workers we do have around the world. Very, very exciting. So welcome. We're going to get started here in about 4 or 5 minutes max. So get ready for a powerful show.
All right. Well, I'm Kelly and this is David. For those of you that don't know, it's actually our 2-year anniversary from the day that we met today. So David and we met 2 years ago on the front lines, fighting for freedom. We really had no idea that, full moons and crazy transits were taking place and that we could be harnessing our energy in a completely different way than what we are doing now. And I think that's just another reason to stop and look back at really our own evolution and where we were and where we are now, and just how we always really continue to evolve. So we are just really grateful for the family of light joining us, and we're putting all of our intention and energy out there collectively. And, we are amplifying just the work that we do and the light that we're bringing in and the shifts that we're making. So it being the start of the Lunar New Year, we are right in the thick of it. Big energies, big shifts. I don't know. You've been exhausted. I've been feeling nauseous still. Like, it's just crazy waves, crazy waves of energy, solar energy. We had a 4/4 portal yesterday. So that apparently opened the resurrection of Christ consciousness energy. So just massive stuff taking place. And then today we're at a full moon. Regardless of what astrology you follow, we have a full moon tonight, and it is powerful. David and I went out last night, and it
so bright. Wow.
Lit up our entire neighborhood. It was just beaming, blinding, really. It was very light. Yeah. It felt powerful. So let us know what you're feeling. Let us know where you're from. If you guys are joining from any other channel on YouTube, so Above and Beyond Duality or GFL station, something that isn't our main channel, the live stream does get cut off immediately as soon as we end. So if you are joining from any other channel, hop on over to the Sunflower Life Official on YouTube and use the Brave browser to get there. There will be never any ads in the meditations.
Yeah, about two years ago, about this time, Kelly and I in this incarnation had just met. So I know many of you and many of us are reconnecting around the world as the family of light, coming together, building communities, whether it's online like tonight or in-person gatherings like we had on the weekend. We have a lot more planned. We are heading towards lots of shifts, lots of changes in the paradigms of how we live our lives, how we think. The consciousness is rising every day, every hour, sometimes it seems on some days, but we feel it with you. We're going through it with you. We know that these are intense times, and we highly encourage you to stay out of the current affairs online on the mainstream. It's going to get louder and more crazy as those who seemingly think they have power try to maintain that. And it's really important, in our opinion, for us to come together and really focus our time on doing our own cleansing and clearing, and anchoring the light and the God conscious, the Christ conscious energies as often during the day, as much as we can, to hold that frequency, not just activating and becoming aware, but holding the frequency. And that's also going to stand you instead for what we believe will be a big shift with solar energies and galactic waves and things that the ancients have depicted for a long time, and we believe are coming out very, very soon. So,
no, it's a powerful time of year. Like I said, we met on this day 2 years ago, and what we were doing then, what we were doing a year ago, what we're doing now. Like it's just immense. The time is all about action and harmony and friendships and really just so much growth and taking everything that we've learned all winter, all of that work we've been doing, and now we get to take action and really apply it. So big things are happening. And, moving into this Libra full moon with, encouraging us to get closer in our friendships. Like we've been doing all of that. We celebrated the Lunar New Year for the first time. We celebrated New Year's on April 1st. We had a party. We went up to Vernon with a bunch of our spiritual friends, and we just had a great night. We only knew the couple hosting. We connected with about 8-10 other people and put ourselves out of our comfort zone. And that's really in alignment with what these energies are suggesting that we should be doing.
Let's talk about that at the end.
Okay.
So guys, tonight's feature design, those of you who are not used to the channel, we have a feature design. We prefer for you to go and visit our high vibration store, high vibration design store on our website, thesunflowerlifedk.com / main storefront. The link's in the description, and purchase one of our designs. We have t-shirts, hoodies, wall art, all kinds of stuff.
I don't think you've wore a different hoodie since you got this.
We're about to put in a bulk order.
One.
Anyway, tonight's design is attached to nothing, connected to everything. So we had that vibe last week as well, but attached to nothing, connected to everything. Definitely the theme of tonight, about stepping into those higher vibrational mindsets, about being in the world but not of it. And I mean, if you've heard that saying before, but it's really a time where we let go of the things of the material realm, yet we still are present and diligent to send our love out to the material world, however and wherever we can and wherever we see fit. And that's about being connected to everything, feeling God in everything. And we're going to incorporate that in tonight's message. We've got a very powerful message from Jeshua, Christ Jesus.
I was going to say, let go and let God. We've got, Gregory says, thank you for the hoodie.
Yep.
Gregory got a hoodie from us. You got to send us a photo of you wearing it. We'll post it on our Instagram. If you guys want to give us a follow on Instagram, we are _sunflower_life. David will put that up on the screen soon, I'm sure. Do you want to get started soon, honey?
Yeah, let's start to get in the groove here. Yes, those of you who've already visited the store and bought stuff, bought merch, there's many of you that they're flying out the door. Thank you very much. Those of you who asked, we are coming from British Columbia, Penticton in Western Canada. So there you go.
Yes, that's where we're at currently. But we're in the flow again with where we're at and what we want to experience in life. So that might change very soon, but we will settle into these energies. It's always so exciting to come on and talk to you guys and hear what you've been up to and just get you updated on what we've been up to. Because we did our last meditation on Monday last week. So it's been over a week. So just feel like there's lots to talk about. So hang out after the meditation and we will cover a bunch of stuff.
And I'll put those designs back up. They're all in the description, guys, as well.
I just want to ask, is Cosmo Girl in the house tonight?
Cosmo Girl.
Yeah, she's always sweet. She always hops in and comments. And have you seen anything from her yet?
I haven't yet, but all
right. Yeah.
All right, guys.
The dueling bulls.
Here we go. Listen to that vibration. Feel it within you. Let it activate you. Let it calm you. Let it bring you to presence. You'll hear some music being led in now as we go into tonight's global mass meditation. Coming in two parts. The first part is more of a
Thanks, Dennis.
More of a listening and more of an absorbing and integrating message from Kelly. And then the last part will be an activation and a message from Jesus the Christ, which we're very excited to bring to you. You may hear bird noises and things outside. We're right in the thick of wilderness here.
As soon as you said Jesus, the bird just started going crazy outside. It was so loud. Yeah. It's like we got to pay attention to those little synchronicities and signs because that's that nudging of spirit.
Yeah, we have that a lot. But let's close our eyes. We invite you to close your eyes at this time and take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 Deep, centered breaths, moving you into the present space, the present moment, feeling connected to everything and attached to nothing. Breathe in the light. Get nice and centered. Feel yourself relaxing deeper. Breathe out any useless tensions, anything not serving you, any energies that are not aligned with your highest good. Breathe them out on the out breath. And at this time, we ask you to invite your guides and your team, whoever you're working with, those of the light, ask them to join you, to clear your space, to hold the space, to hold the light with you. So this time we call upon the four archangels of the four directions of the horizontal plane. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel. Join us at the four directions. Hold the space and hold the light for us. And at this time, to assist us in our work tonight, we call upon those of the divine hierarchy who are that much closer to us today than yesterday, as we rise in consciousness together as the family of light. So we ask for the presence of Jesus the Christ, Saint Germain, the loved one, Zoroaster, the king, Zarathustra, the magi, Lao Tzu, the old sage, the Buddha, Babaji, the eternal one, Lahiri Mahasaya, the smiling guru, Sri Yukteswar, the teacher, Paramahansa Yogananda, the gift, El Moria, the Lord of the first ray, Kuthumi, the great guiding light, Dwal Kul, the master teacher, Hilarion, the bringer of joy, the English master, Douglas Baker, the keeper of this ashram, Sanat Kumara, the ancient of days, Amun-Ra, Vesta, and Helios, the solar logos, the great mother Isis, Mary Magdalene and the high priestess energies, Kuan Yin, the incandescent one, Krishna, the avatar, Aina, the ninth dimensional guide, Mohammed, the prophet, and Joshua, who walked with God. The masters in us, the family of light, Yahweh in us, saviors in us. So take a deep breath in through the nose and hold the breath at the top. Activate the pineal. Activate. And release when ready. And another deep breath in and hold. Lighting up the cave. Bring the pineal online. And release. And one final deep breath in. And hold. Activate, activate, activate. And when ready, release. Let us prepare to go a level deeper.
Greetings, family of light. Welcome to another global meditation. Thank you for being here. Just showing up here tonight is an act of sincerity and accountability. So let us set the intention now for our meditation and moving forward as we go through these full moon energies to continue to pour love into self so that we can pour love into others, and also to use these energies to help bring our new awareness and newfound wisdom into action. As we have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes during this past winter season, a lot of reflection and going within, and now it is time for action. And this full moon is all about taking balanced action, which will actually allow us to achieve faster. So this is a time for setting new goals, but also setting new boundaries and finding ways to relate to others by reflecting our own energy, where we are living in balance and harmony with nature and others, not doing things alone, but doing them without attachment or dependency or any victim mentality whatsoever. This accountability and sincerity brings genuine, helpful, and supporting relationships to us, formed purely out of the desire of our heart to connect, love, and give. The real message is that we are sovereign beings, responsible for our own state of being and creating our own rules. But we're also supporting each other because we are all one and always connected. It's about trusting the universe to guide us towards the connections that will serve our highest path and that are in alignment. And this nudging of spirit is always divinely guiding us. But it is up to us to release any fear that might be holding us back. As you see, fear is the only thing that can limit us. And if we fear that we are limited, then we become hesitant to give. And to be open to give and receive in equal measure is to live in love and harmony if we can do so. So take a breath in, and when you do, envision receiving everything you will ever need and more provided to you in the form of love light. In turn, this love light can be created into anything you could ever want or need. This is the pure energy behind creation. And now, when you breathe out, envision giving everything and more out into the universe, breathing out this excess of abundant love, light energy as it's fueling the ethers with everything it needs to completely self-sustain itself. Every man, woman, child, every animal, plant, every soul, every cell, every thought, perfectly fulfilling its purpose. See it as so. Breathe in. Again, receive the love light and make sure you take everything you need and then exhale and give, sending that love light out, knowing this is an infinity loop and it will always come back to you. This full moon came to jolt us out of our comfort zones a little bit by illuminating that divine balance between give and take in our own lives, helping us to recognize where we might be overextending ourselves without receiving much of a positive energetic exchange in return. Or perhaps where we could be expecting too much from others. A balanced energy interaction is always the goal, and we can achieve this outcome only when we allow our true feelings to come to the surface so we can become aware of why and how we feel. This is the path that opens us up to deeper revelations, as well as opportunities to have heartfelt conversations with others, to be grateful for soul bonds and excited for new experiences. These scales of balance in Libra are helping neutralize polarity, as lessons of separation are no longer necessary in the evolution of our soul's growth. We have reached this point now, so at any given moment, we can let it all go and leave that in the past. Anything we might still be holding on to, any feelings of resentment, anger, or judgment that we have towards self or others, is only keeping us stuck in old patterns and holding us back. So, in letting go, we allow ourselves to be ready for the new cycle that is happening now and that is based in love. So in this moment of realization, we can now see that there has been a reinvention of self. We are no longer that incomplete, distorted version of who we used to be, and we are now embracing this new path, and we know it is truly going to be a whole new experience. So in doing so, we find acceptance for this state of unknowing as we surrender fully, deeply trusting the flow and the reinvention process. It is through our own awareness and by tuning in to our own intuition that will show us the way towards inner peace and balance. All we have to do is tap into our own feelings and emotions and be honest with ourselves and accept the truth as it is being revealed. And then at that point, we can make the necessary changes that are based in supporting our own values, our own worth, health, and abundance. This is how we take our power back, and this is how we harness the life force energy within as our own. There is no pressure, but taking quiet time in silent meditation, sitting with yourself and your thoughts and your own feelings is vital. Slowing down is also crucial, because removing the distractions is the only way to go within and remember who we truly are. And we have help. There are massive inpourings of light at this time. Cosmic and galactic energy, light photon plasma from our sun, even the incoming rays from this powerful pink moon have an impact on us. Because located deep within our DNA is the organic instruction set for ascension. This very light is the essence that breathes life into all formations of creation. As it is plasmically received and perceived by each individual, understanding the significance does help. And the importance is that timelines are built through the comprehension of one's very existence. And I will say that again. Timelines are built through the comprehension of one's very existence. It is the cellular coherence with the living crystalline plasmic particles of light that form the building blocks of all that is architected in the quantum field. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, and you play a major role. It is time to understand and know what you are, dear ones. And there is no better time than right now, as the resurrection portal of Christ consciousness is here and open. It is time to peel back the layers, remove the phantom overlays, detach from all the stories you tell yourself about your conscious projections of reality. Just take a moment here. Take a deep breath in and let go your projections of fear. You have the ability to stand in your power with each moment and with each breath you take. You just have to choose love and choose to have faith. Faith and knowing that even through the upheaval, the light is finding its way into the darkest corners and crevices, individually and on a planetary level. And it really is a gift. As the living light crystallization enters the cellular structures it has never occupied before, the revealed information can then be decoded and deciphered, eventually losing all its grip on the mind. In comes a cosmic sweep of clarity, and with it, the ability to reclaim all parts of you. rendering a whole and complete soul, where you can stop searching through all of this confusion and really just know who you are. Once we truly know that God's source is the only authority, then to our own inner being, all else ceases to have any power over us. Another way to freedom, wholeness, and eternal life expansion is through the realization that this system is heavily fragmented, fallen, and distorted. So then it is no longer reasonable to take anything personal when we know the consciousness of all living beings here in this realm have been severely damaged on a DNA, structural, and foundational level, keeping many stuck in the endless loops of victimizer programming. Well, that is not us, Lightbringers. We came to break the patterns and shatter the chains, and that is exactly what we are going to continue to do. So we breathe out the love light as we send forgiveness and awareness to all living beings. Each time we do this, we are raising our frequency above the fragmented components of consciousness. This is true power, to remain whole regardless of what the imprisonment tries to tell you. This is true power. And as our frequency raises and our third eye opens, we become able to observe everything all at once, simultaneously, dimensionally, and quantumly. So allow yourself to come back to the 0 point, present moment. As I leave you with this, you have the ability to create any reality, any organic timeline, any hologram, or any illusion. And you possess all the necessary components to architect the formation of any reality. In the very essence of your divine blueprint and within your DNA, you have the ability to do this. So as we move on to the next portion of tonight's meditation, continue to breathe in, receiving the love light, and then breathe out, giving the love light and seeing it expand across the galaxy. We are creating connection, oneness, and harmony with every breath we take. Feel a pure divine light all around you as you continue to breathe.
So let us take a deep breath in together. Breathing in the presence of the family of light, connected non-physically, feeling each other across the world. And let us take a moment to acknowledge each man and woman of child and child who has agreed to be here at this time to hold the light. We of course embrace everyone, but just to focus on the light bearers for a moment. Acknowledge the presence of the ground crew and thank them for the work they are doing, as I thank you for the work you are doing. Just know that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You have nowhere to be, nothing to do, no higher realm to get to. It will all unfold exactly as it's meant to for you and each and every one of us. So breathe out a sigh of relief. The burden is lifted. You need not do more than you already are. You are already enough. So let us take a little journey together right now. I want you to see yourself wherever you are, in whatever position you're in, either meditating or fully conscious. And just take a look at yourself in your astral body. See the position you're in, the shape of your body. Notice how peaceful your physical body is. All is well in your world. So let us now journey up to the planetary chakra. In your astral body, let us journey up through the ceiling wherever you are, up into the sky, soaring high above the clouds. Moving higher and higher until you reach above the Earth's atmosphere. And you come to a stop just above the Earth, looking at it rotating ever so slowly beneath you. The planetary chakra, the great meeting place for the family of light. You're all joined hands together now above the Earth, and in the center of the circle, a great white light begins to glow, brighter and brighter. And all of a sudden, a great shaft of golden white light comes from the grand central sun and meets with the great ball of light in the middle. You know where we're going, Lightworker. This is the great cosmic elevator. For it is time to journey to one of the world's server pyramids of light at the grand central sun. In your own time, move towards the great ball of light in the center of the circle. And as you pass through it, you are immediately transported through a golden white light wormhole, twisting and turning faster than speeds of light, towards the grand central sun, moving out of space and time. Despite your speed, you feel safe and completely at peace, almost a little exhilarated by the ride. There is a final twist and a turn on this great ride, and another flash of light. And as it comes to, you notice you are in one of the world's server pyramids of light, a giant crystalline golden white light pyramid. It has no physical dimensions, yet it seems miles across and miles high. In the center is a great table, and underneath it burns the violet flame of transformation. You notice other light workers zipping in as they arrive, filling up the pyramid of light. You notice waiting at the table is a great golden white light figure. And you feel called to wander over and connect with this great being. And as you get closer, you notice the great familiar face of our elder brother, Jesus the Christ, Joseph bar Joseph, Jeshua. Before tonight's final activation, our great brother has a message for us at this time of awakening and ascension. One that he went through, you could say, by himself, so that we could go through it collectively. What an honor and a gift by this great master, one of many. He asks you to take a seat around the table as he sits and begins to speak. My dear friends, here in the non-physical realms, we are indeed loudly applauding you as you so beautifully prepare to bring the collective human awakening to its most glorious conclusion. But then the real journey begins. This is the main purpose of each of your current individual human incarnations. And remember, you are never alone. When you incarnate, you each have your own support team in the non-physical realms, watching over you and giving you gentle nudges whenever necessary. You see, you each made clear to us before you were born into your present bodies that you might well need a nudge from time to time to assist you to remain on your chosen paths. I and we completely honor those instructions, and we are always with you to answer immediately if you call upon me, if you call upon us for guidance. Tonight, on this great full moon energy, I join you with this message. Not one of you is here alone or by chance, and without the constant availability of our loving assistance. You are doing oh so magnificently well, and we want you to be aware of this so that you can release now, tonight, any doubts that you may have and that you may have had about how wonderfully helpful, effective, and essential your presence on earth is at this moment of the Great Awakening. As you engage ever more fully with this awakening process, your own and that of the collective, please be aware that distractions of a worldly nature are abundant and in fact quite normal. This is the contrast to the awakening. You not only have your own egos attempting to distract you, but also the collective one which is resisting the call to awaken. When I asked Satan to get behind thee in the desert, I was referring, of course, to the ego self. Do not let these concerns of the ego, whatever you may call them, concern you at this time. All is divinely taken care of, and your irreversible collective choice to awaken is leading you forward so most beautifully. Your egos, individual and collective, are but split off parts of your minds, the parts you use as your human identity, and their purpose is to assist you during your daily lives in form as an aspect of your autonomic nervous systems, which keep your bodies operating normally without any need for you to pay them undue attention. However, because your bodies are delicate and can be easily damaged, your egos have developed, shall we say, individual warning systems for each of you, so that you can easily attract your attention if any untoward threat to your body should arise. And because they love and greatly desire your attention, they spend a lot of time looking for you in new ways to capture it. Of course, when we say they, you know whom we refer to. Those who would garner your attention, those who would try to distract you. We in the higher realms see them as like small children, attempting to attract their busy parents' attention, and like small children, they will mature. They will be reintegrated into the wholeness of your true nature. Rest assured. Your love and forgiveness can ease this process with grace, and therefore do not blame or condemn them. Realize that they are always doing their best, and treat them gently with love and affection, while not allowing them to bully you, so to speak, into being helicopter parents, as you know them, who can always be cajoled into satisfying their every need without discernment. It is good for them to have quiet time without your constant attention, while knowing that should real needs arise, you will be there for them. Yes, I speak in metaphors. Take this as you will. When you awaken, as soon as you will experience a great flood of love flowing into your hearts that will delight and inspire you. You can gauge your time and your progress, if there is such a thing, on the ascension path by how much love you feel in your physical body day to day. Just being at this time is both essential and extremely effective to the group ascension, so please do not doubt the efficacy and potency of your earthly presence in human form. You are so needed, you are so loved, and you are honored for choosing to undertake this divine and demanding task. Beloved one, you are almost at a great place. A place where your ego won't control you, where the light will be the norm. So focus on your deep inner knowing at this time, your knowing that you are essential participators in the collective awakening process, and ask us, your support teams, the masters and all the angelic realms, to assist you in every moment or a moment that you need us to deal lovingly with all with whom you interact, no matter how much your egos might be suggesting to you that judgmental responses would be both appropriate and more impressive. This is a distortion of the ego. When you call upon us, we are instantly there for you. If you will quieten the distractions of the brain and chatter and allow yourselves to listen to us, you will feel us there. Yes, there will come a time when you will see us too. The guidance we offer you now, and we will always do, is totally appropriate for the situations with which you are dealing, and as you accept it and act upon it, you will experience an increase in trust and peace in that moment. Dear ones, I love you all most dearly, and we in the higher realms experience great joy in assisting you, so never hesitate to call upon me, to call upon us. I am your loving brother, Christ Jesus. So be it. And with those last words, the great pyramid of light glows a little bit brighter. Feel the golden white light energies of our elder brother and of all the family of light receiving activations at this time as well. We are now to return to the planetary chakra in but a moment. But before we do, it is time to bring forth the God energies and the God vibrations of love through and into our physical bodies and in all of our bodies. Great Elder Brother has one final activation for us to do this. Dear ones, to connect to the higher realm, the highest light, the Father, Mother, God energies, the Creator love, bring your awareness now to your third eye. Feel the pulsations of light and energy at this great portal. Become attuned and astutely aware that you are about to make contact with God. Imagine you are about to make a phone call to a friend or a relative with one of your phone devices. Imagine this feeling now as we reach out to our Father, Mother, God. And with our awareness in our third eye, feel these words. Say them out loud if you wish. But feel the Creator energies flowing through you. Father, Mother, God, you are my life, my constant support, the perfect fulfillment of my every need, and my highest inspiration. I ask you now to move through me and to reveal the true reality of yourself to me now. I know that it is your will that I shall become fully illumined so that I can express you. I know it is my purpose in this incarnation to express you. I know this is happening now. I know that as I send out my thoughts to you now, I am sending out a great consciousness searchlight. And as I do, you are returning your thoughts and your energies to me, penetrating my human consciousness, activating me and bringing me ever closer to my ever more receptive mind and sacred heart. I commit myself and my everyday walk in life now into your care. And so it is. And with those final words, another great flash of light happens. You find yourself traveling back towards the earth plane, back to the planetary chakra, along the great Christed white light wormhole of travel, the cosmic elevator. At brilliant speeds, twisting and turning, we arrive at our destination with a great flash of light just above the earth plane. Only this time, you imagine and you can see a giant angelic being watching over the earth. There are beautiful wings, and it is a golden white light coming from this angelic entity. All of a sudden you realize you are part of this great being. It is you. It is the family of light personified, charged full with the Creator energies. Feel the love light vibrations of the Creator surging through you. Let us now reach out collectively towards the great planet, Earth, our home, Wrap your arms around the planet and give it a great hug. And as you do, you, as this great angelic being, light up with a golden white light glow like never before. Let us imagine now that hug being transferred to every man, woman, and child upon the earth plane, walking, sleeping, dancing, sitting, everyone. Let this great hug from the family of light with creator energies bring a unity and a love to this great planet in this moment. See all divisions lifted, all separation dissolved into unity, all fell deeds healed, forgiven, and forgotten. Every age of mankind transformed into the light. Strengthen your embrace around Great Mother Earth. Let every man, woman, and child know that you are love and you are here to bring the Creator forth to every life form alive. Let us take 60 seconds now to anchor in this light frequency. See it flowing into the planetary grids, into every tree, into every bird, everything glowing, Christed white light from this great embrace. If you like, you can breathe in and receive Creator light. And on the out-breath, you can give the Creator light to all of creation. Let us repeat this silently for a little time. Breathe in and receive. Breathe out and give Creator light to all of creation. Feel a great shift in you. Feel a great shift in the planet. Om Dat Sat Om. Om Dat Sat Om. Om Dat Sat Om. And so it is. So in your own time now, this great angelic being, made up of all the light workers, filled with the Creator light, it is time to fragment off and return back to your physical body. So as you take several deep breaths, imagine yourself a great ball of light heading back down to the earth, going down through the atmosphere, through the clouds, approaching the ground, moving towards the house wherever you are, down through the ceiling, and back into the physical, integrating, reconnecting, and feeling energized and connected. I'll now count from 5 to 0 to return back and complete the connection to the physical, 0 being fully awake. 5, starting to move the physical body gently. 4, just moving the feet and the hands. 3, wiggling the fingers and the toes. 2, just moving the torso from side to side. 1, just rotating the head gently, about to be fully awake. And 0, whenever you're ready, eyes open, and welcome back. There is no rush. Take your time.
Well, thank you. That was another very powerful meditation. I had a few tears coming through.
Did you?
Yes, I did. But it was just that pure divine love, you know? It just hits you out of nowhere.
It does, yeah. Let me turn the music down here a bit.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for just basking in that energy and bringing your intention and just entering into this new cycle, this new way of being. It feels very different. It feels very heavy at times. It can feel very unmotivating at times.
Welcome back. I had to block that September 26th fellow. He was just being a bit strange in the chat. So
I wonder why September 26th comes to every single live that we have.
And complain. I don't know.
Just to, like, they're attracted to us, but
he's repelled by the light, I think.
I don't understand.
I don't know. Who knows? We wish him well. But he should not be coming back.
Sending love.
Let me tell you that.
It took you long enough to block them.
Oh my goodness. But welcome back, my friends. Thank you for participating in tonight's Global Mass Meditation. We've got a couple of things to finish before we close out here on. For those of you who weren't here for the first part, please do, if you feel called to, head across to our Quantum store and pick up one of our featured designs. Tonight is attached to nothing, connected to everything on men's, women's t-shirts and hoodies. The t-shirts are 100% cotton for those of you who do like that kind of thing. So you can scan the barcode here on the screen, or you can visit the links in the description. They'll be available afterwards. So we do prefer you do that than donations. So thank you for all those that are doing that. And we hope you enjoy the ones that are going to. But yeah, we wanted to talk about, there was one thing I wanted to just go through real quick. We had someone ask today actually about psychic attacks and interference from maybe entities or what have you, and how to sort of deal with those more, and why it was that seemed to happen to this individual as they were increasing their light quotient and kind of becoming more spiritual. And the fact of the matter is, to answer that question is, as soon as you begin the enlightened path, that is just the contrasting energy on this particular incarnation that you will experience. It won't always be that way. In fact, as we shift higher and higher, those entities will stop bothering you if they are, and maybe they don't. So this won't apply to you. But for those of you that it does happen to me. I will share a few things on how to combat that, what I do that's successful in the daytime and in the nighttime as well, because they're very active at night. Yeah, it's a part of being a light worker. It's a part of as you rise higher and higher towards the light, the darkness to a point will try and distract you more and more because you're no longer really a food source for them. They feed off negative energy. There's a great movie, The Justice League, where all the negative beings there feed off negative energy. We'll go and watch that movie. It's kind of fun. But that's what they do. So they will do their best to get you back into that lower frequency, that lower vibration, so they can continue to feed off you, because they essentially know that you're leaving. And so they're going to have to find somewhere else. Eventually, they're going to have to recycle back to source in this particular space-time, if you like. But at this time, they'll try and bother you back into a snack, if you like.
So somebody just asked, what's a psychic attack?
Right.
So do you want to just explain a little bit more how that can show up for people?
Yep. So at the extreme level, you'll have, and this won't happen to a light worker really, ever. It'll happen to people who are much more, the sleepers, people who are awake and are not walking a spiritual path. You may have something like a possession, right? It's very rare for that to happen to light workers. It may happen from time to time, but that's when a negative energy and entity fully embodies that person's energy space, the astral space, and kind of takes over that. So
it can be in a light worker if we open ourselves up to like alcohol and things that lower our vibration, and if we drink a lot, you can completely black out, and like the eyes of your soul are not there anymore, and you're somewhere else completely, and people can't talk sense into you. That's not really you anymore. That's like a psychic attack where they siphon energy, and it's all based on fear and feeling very negatively and feeling very lower vibrational feelings. We've talked about it before. This is why celebrations like, the end of the fiscal year where they celebrate on December 31st, New Year's Eve, everybody goes out and drinks and parties, and we open ourselves up to those energetic attacks, because you best believe that these dark forces are fully aware of these energetic peaks and portals. And, just look at yesterday, Canada went and passed another bunch of laws separating more people, protecting a certain group of people, and then telling other people that they're going to lose their right to express free speech and protest. And it's just a mess. But all of this stuff goes through, the big Trump thing that went through again.
Yeah. So the more
on the same day, the portal,
the more you're in negative vibration, the more you're susceptible to it, and it can kind of be a cycle. So I'm going to go through some tools. Actually nothing to be afraid of. The chances of you being possessed by a negative entity is virtually none. Certainly anyone watching this, it's extremely unlikely. There's nothing to fear with that. But it is to be aware of and looked at through the eyes of neutrality, and to know that you have so much. It's a laughable amount of power that you actually have to combat this, to a point where they'll eventually just go away. But I still get them, by the way. I still get interference, but it just doesn't bother me now, because I know exactly what they are and how to deal with them.
This is actually really interesting, because like any kind of like program I feel that we have, or any attachment that we have, even to just other people or karmically, like that can affect us and attack us psychically and come out of nowhere and distract us. And, we get pulled into all of these energies and all of that energetically and emotionally when we're not karmically cutting cords and forgiving and being able to take accountability and move on. So that's on like such a surface level, but it does go a lot deeper to like the possession level. But like even that can be kind of a psychic attack.
So it can be that on the extreme end, all the way down to having a lot of negative thoughts that are coming in, and that often can be interference. Now it's quite a big spectrum, that. So you could be experiencing something along that line.
But everything is energetic, and everything is energy. So, to think that psychic attacks aren't happening and that everything is only physical, then you're denying the whole spiritual, mental, emotional, like metaphysical realm. We all know there's so much happening, being behind the scenes that we don't see, that we're not aware of. So
right. So let me just give you some tools. This can take lots of different things, and I'm kind of going to go through this very quickly now. It's a bit of a broader conversation, but I wanted to put this in.
Oh wow, I didn't realize you had prepared a whole.
I did, yeah.
Okay, because there's another thing we have to talk about after this.
And remind me to add something about little infants as well at the end. Because they're so innocent when they come in. They hold a lot of light, but they're so innocent, they can get bothered too. And I've got a really cool trick that I've done with my young one over and over again. It's very interesting, but I'll come back to that. So during the daytime, it can be typically thoughts that are negative. It can be a lot of negative energy you're feeling in your solar plexus That's not necessarily interference, but it could be. So use your discernment with this, everything I'm going to share with you.
I get that a lot.
Whatever is right for you, whatever resonates with you, take. So it can be all this interference. What I like to do during the daytime, especially, you can use both day and night, but I'll use what's called the Inca light waterfall, which means I imagine myself in a bubble of light. I'll open the top and open the bottom. I'll bring in the light from the grand central sun, purifying every cell, especially clearing out the solar plexus, going down deep into Gaia to anchor me, and then Gaia sending up an electromagnetic energy up, sort of like a dual highway, sending that energy back to the ground central sun. So it's like a loop like that. So it's sort of an Inca waterfall, light waterfall.
Just clearing and purifying.
Different versions of that. So you can do different versions of that. Big one is calling forth your mighty I am presence. So many different activations with that. Essentially, it's doing the same thing, but you're calling it forth with an invocation. You can kind of take 5 minutes and just say it yourself. One thing I like to do is close all portals and gateways not of the highest light. So I'll physically imagine all gateways and portals that I've opened closing, because when you do I am activations, when you do light work, you open up portals all the time. So to close those, only allow the highest Christ white light beings to enter. And then another one is an invisibility cloak, which I like really works. Is imagine if you're feeling like you're being attacked, a lot of negative energy, and you think it could be an attack. I imagine my astral self just standing opposite me and then throwing a cloak over me, like a light blue glowing cloak, and it wraps around me and I disappear. And now I will say to myself, I'm now invisible to any negative interference. I'm a being of light. So
I still like the bubble of light, because we all have that light within us, that spark, that God spark. We all have an aura of light around us at all times. So, it's already there. Just bring your awareness to it. See yourself surrounded in that light, repelling anything that is not of the light. It cannot enter and it cannot touch you. So that one I always love too.
Yeah. So whatever practice you need to do that, these are all doing that, which is a very good point. What the practices do is they take your mental body, they take your mind, and allow it they give it something to fix upon, so you can concentrate on the light rather than being distracted or being interfered with. So lots of other things you can do. I like those ones. They really work for me. At nighttime, especially, there's a lot of entities who are bothering people right now. I still get them. I've had them for many, many years. On and
crazy
off.
sleeps and really vivid dreams.
Negative entities that come in. In the dream realm and the astral realm. So prior to bed, this is a really good one. If you're experiencing quite a bit, say out loud the beloved angels of God prayer. Check out a link in the description. We've mentioned this many times. You can download a PDF of that with this link. Just give me 10 minutes after the show and I'll have it in there. You can call forth Archangel Michael or one of the archangels. I typically like to bring in Archangel Michael with his blue glowing sword and a legion of angels to clear the space and then seal the house with Christed white light. Sealing's a really good one. Another one, I call upon the Christed light to flood the space, to cleanse and clear the space. And I imagine that coming through and just filling the space up with light. One big one that I've used, is the final one that I'll say, is the Syrian lion beings of Sirius have been guardians of mine for a long time. I will often bring in the giant 50, 60, 70 feet Syrian lion beings and get them to surround the house and clear the space and watch over the space. So that's a big one as well. If you physically call in the lion beings of Sirius to protect and clear the space and hold the light, that's a big one that may work for you. And
so many of the masters say, if you call on them, we'll be there
absolutely
to guide you.
Absolutely.
And it's just about getting quiet and putting our intention out there, because this energetic realm is a very, very real thing. So I'm not surprised you call them the lion beings. David is a Leo. He's a lion. So the last thing that we want to talk about,
with the little ones.
Oh, right. I did not remind you.
Young ones, those of you who've got kids, this is a really fun exercise to do right before they nap. You can do it anytime. Is to call upon the angelic realm to send, again, a legion of angels to surround your loved one. Again, it can be another loved one, but specifically a child. and to surround them and protect them with the highest Christ and white light energies. Often when you do this, if they're very young, kind of 5 and under, you will see them looking at the angels that come in. They physically see them, and often they'll smile, and it's very, very interesting to do it. I've done it a number of times, and that happens. So watch out for that. But yeah, bring in a legion of angels or a guardian angel to a specific angel, one of the 4 horizontal planes or one of the 2 vertical planes, to be with your child as they sleep. Really, really cool one. But that's my final one.
Yeah, and it's cool because people have tons of stuff in the comments too, like activating Metatron's cube, and everybody's got something that, you know, resonates with them and the guides that they're working with and the beings or the angels or, you know, whatever it is. So again, this is just another thing that really resonates with you guys and your soul. And tonight was so much about authenticity and sincerity. So, you know, just letting everything just pass through the heart. And then when we are going out and we're connecting with others, just in a really, really authentic way. We don't need to, you know, be anything. We can just go out and be ourselves. And those are the connections that are really guided by the divine, where we can just go and speak our truth and speak about all these crazy things that, you know, we feel that are necessary to talk about. So I guess that brings us to our closing topic of the night, finally. And it is with, no, that's okay. It's all so necessary, and everybody appreciates, you know, the sharing and the openness, and we both obviously have the space to be ourselves here. So with that said, we are canceling our podcast.
All right, the podcast, yeah. I'm so over it now. I'm just like, oh yeah,
you're over it already. Okay, well, we had 3 episodes. Episode 1, 2, and 3. We had some great guests on. After the last podcast, we started feeling just a whole bunch of different feels. Like, this is all the energy. It's all making us, like, it's all coming to the surface. Is this aligned? Is this, you know, what we need to be doing right now? And it just, for me, didn't necessarily feel like it was fully in alignment. I think David and I have very specific teachings that resonate, and it's like stuff that is of the highest love and light, and there's not really much room for anything else, is in my opinion. David comes from the podcast world, so he had a really successful podcast, Age of Pandora. So I get like why you wanted to do that, and we tried it, and after the last one, it just felt like at times, I personally felt like, I can only speak for myself, that when we talked about it, it was like we wanted to respectfully agree just to keep things going, but didn't want it to be misconstrued, you know, that we fully agree with these concepts. And when we're having other guests on the show, a lot of times it's presenting their material and their views, because you just want to, you know, support and get behind them, and you're happy that they came on the show. So you feel like you have to like promote their stuff, and maybe it doesn't fully align. So at what point are we, you know, respectfully agreeing, but actually not really agreeing energetically? So a lot of that kind of feelings were coming up for us.
Yeah, there's a difference between holding the light and being agreeable in a conversation to maintain you know, radiance, maintain an amicable environment, and agreeing with that person. So, you know, being agreeable and being in agreement with what they're saying and doing are 2 very different things, and you have to sort of discern what you want to do with that with your everyday interactions. And yeah, we find that it sounds difficult to present to you without being self-aggrandizing, and it's not meant in that way. So hear my heart with this, but when you follow and practice the master's teachings, it's revealed to you who isn't living a completely authentic truth. I'm not talking about anyone on the podcast we've had. I'm just talking about people we've experienced out in the world, and also quite prevalently across the spiritual community. And so we feel that some of the things that we're learning about and practicing, we have so much. We feel that we want to share that with you because it's bringing us so much abundance, so much joy, so much love, so much alleviation from the material world. And we want everyone to have that. So
it's also bringing us closer to our community
Yeah.
and connecting us with the people that we're meant to be connected with. And the podcast is almost like we're going out and we're trying to obtain guests to talk about things who, you know, they've got their own spiritual lane and stuff already carved out.
Mhm.
We don't necessarily feel aligned with everybody's
Mhm.
teachings, so we just have to do with what feels good
Yeah.
in our own hearts, basically. And for us, that's just kind of focusing on our own growth and our own people and our own community. And I certainly wasn't just feeling like it was that positive energy exchange
Yeah.
with the podcast.
Yeah.
So I know some people understand where I'm coming from, and we did get some feedback after the show, and there was like one point I think that I did want to mention, because Cosmo Girl, I don't think she's here tonight.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen her.
And she comes to all of our meditations, and she came to the podcast, and at one point she had a comment, and the podcast got stopped by our guest and said, oh, well, that's, you know, not necessary, and we don't need to look at it this way, and da 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 da. So I just wanted to like apologize to Cosmo Girl,
I'm sure she's right.
because every opinion is valid and every opinion is
Mhm.
welcome here. And, you know, we appreciate just everything because it's just all necessary. It's all a perception. It's all what we need to see. It's all what we need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't need to like stop a show to be focusing on comments. So I felt like I kind of just like, okay, yeah, like I agreed with her, but I certainly didn't
Appreciate that so much.
Appreciate it. Yeah, like I just agreed to move things along because, you know, we were having a podcast and we just need to be talking about podcast stuff. So it was just, but then I felt like was I compromising myself? Maybe I'm just thinking into it now, but we definitely alleviate all of those issues by not doing the podcast.
Yeah. So we had every spiritual, top spiritual name of the community planned to come on
and lined up.
However, this is overall. This is
sorry, Jason Shurka, we're canceling
sorry, Shucks. Yeah,
our April podcast with you. We haven't told you yet.
But we feel that there are a number of things that are out of alignment with us with the podcast, and our main goal is to add value and serve the people who tune into our communications. And we feel like our time can be better spent on other things at this time. So thank you for those who have been watching the podcast. And we're going to be migrating away from it as of right now until further notice. So that was the final announcement.
Okay, great. I hope we communicated all of that clearly.
Oh my goodness.
And we love you all so much. So thanks for coming tonight and
we love doing
allowing us to be our authentic self, and just, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, we're all on this human ascension journey together. It really is quite remarkable. But thank you for being here tonight, my friends. For anyone you think it might resonate with, please share this meditation with. Hopefully there'll be someone who you can share it with. And we will keep bringing in the light as the family of light. We'll keep anchoring it. And together we will move one step closer to this great next level. And then there'll be more after that every day. So yeah, big shifts coming, big solar energies, yada, 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 big astral, all this stuff's coming. But it's not what's the word? It's not a replacement for your level of consciousness and your power to hold the light that supersedes everything. But we've got some levels to go through, and your physical body may also be feeling it at the same time. So it's kind of a paradox. But yeah, we love you. We love doing these meditations. And until further notice, we will be doing them. We will be
actually, guys,
announcing when it comes to an end. Go on.
Yeah, we have 6 more meditations until season 2 is over. So tonight was 7, and now that we're done tonight's meditation, we've got 6 left. So 3 more in April, 3 more in May, and then we're calling season 2 quits. And we're just going to have little bonus pop-up meditations throughout the summer. So like maybe a meditation in June for the summer solstice, one in July for the 7-7 portal, August, the 8-8 portal is always a big one, the Lionsgate portal, those Syrian energies again. So we will continue just do them sporadically through the summer until we reconvene in season 3. Next fall. So yeah, big stuff coming, and never miss another meditation by joining our mailing list. You can do that from our website, or you can do that from Instagram. If you just go to our link tree in the bio, you can enter your email right there. Seems to be the easiest way. And anyways, I think that's everything for tonight.
Give me a couple of minutes and I'll have that
yes.
Beloved Angels of God prayer link in the description for you to go and check out. But other than that, we love you guys. We love doing these meditations with you, and we hope they add value. Send us a message if you want to, if anything is on your mind. sunflowerlifedk@gmail.com, again in the description. Excuse me. And we will see you next Wednesday for our next Global Mass Meditation Live. So we love you. And towards the light we go.
Towards the light we go.
I feel like we should end on...
Even though we're not doing that podcast no more.
I feel like we should end on attached to nothing, connected to everything.
Attached to nothing, connected to everything. Love you guys.
Love you guys.